Next on Lion TV, we have Linus Bowman with a stand-up programmer in cybersecurity. We also have Connor and Eric with another great artist in discography.
And me, Jordan Jones, with all your warm weather updates. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Happy Groundhog Day, Cersei High, and welcome back to another episode of Lion TV. I'm Eric Crowley.
And I'm Caden DeGroat. I hope everyone has enjoyed their week so far. Let's get right into these morning announcements.
Students, you are required to bring your student ID bus tag with you every day. This is an announcement directly from the office, and it is for all students. For students who ride the bus, please note that you may be turned down and not allowed to ride the bus if you fail to have your student ID bus tag.
The Wilbur D. Mills Education Service Cooperative is hosting an ACT prep session on February 8th from 9:30 to 3 o'clock. Seats are limited to 100 students. Transportation from the school will be provided. See your counselor ASAP to sign up.
The FCCLA is doing their annual Crush for a Crush fundraiser. They will be taking $3 donations from February 5th to February 9th in the cafeteria. Make sure you visit them during lunch on those dates to secure a can for your one and only this Valentine's Day.
The Cersei High School Theater Club participated in the Thespian Festival this year, and some of our students had some impressive scoring, including Mary Margaret Martin, excellent for her acting monologue of the importance of being earnest. Emily Miller and Lydia Singleton, excellent for their duet performance of the importance of being earnest. And Connor Bunting, superior for his original short film Escape. His entry, by the way, is a national qualifier. If you see these students around campus, make sure to congratulate them on their accomplishments.
Hey Caden, do you know anything about programming?
I can't say I do. It looks super complicated.
Well, luckily for us, Linus Bowman knows a student here who excels in all things programming.
Happy Friday, Cersei, and welcome back to Lion of the Week, where we talk to talented and skilled students here at SHS. Our guest today is Dustin Fulkerson. So, what made you want to do programming?
In 10th grade, Mr. McGar started his computer science classes, and in 9th grade he told us about them, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to learn.
That's amazing. What qualities do you have to possess in order to be a programmer?
I don't think there's really a specific set of qualities that you have to have. You just have to be patient enough to learn to do it.
Have you won any awards?
I recently won the award of Best Game Rejection in Mr. McGar's class, so that was fun.
How did that happen?
My game that I was going to create was a dating sim calculator, and then it deleted itself, so it became a class joke that it rejected me, so it was quite funny.
That's hilarious. What are some struggles?
Learning the code was a very big thing. Like, I had no prior history with programming at all, other than a little bit of block code, so learning Python was definitely a learning curve for me, but it got easier over time.
Overall, why do you enjoy it?
It just gives me something to do, pretty much. It's relaxing to me for some reason, but it's just fun to do.
That's amazing. Thanks, Dustin. I hope everyone has a swell weekend. Now back to the news desk.
Wow, thanks Linus. I didn't know how cool it was to code till now.
I know, right? I might have to try this class out for myself.
An Arkansas group trying to make access to public documents and meetings a constitutionally protected right sued the state's attorney general on Tuesday for rejecting the language of their proposed ballot measure. Arkansas Citizens for Transparency asked the state Supreme Court in a 14-page filing to order Attorney General Tim Griffin to either approve the language of their proposal or substitute it with more suitable language. Griffin's approval is needed before the group can begin gathering the 90,704 signatures from registered voters required to qualify. The group faces a July 5th deadline to turn in the signatures to get their proposed constitutional amendment on November ballot.
Elon Musk is not entitled to a landmark compensation package awarded by Tesla's board of directors that is potentially worth more than $55 billion. This ruling concludes a 5-year shareholder lawsuit against Musk and the company. They were accused of breaching their duties to the maker of electric vehicles and solar panels, resulting in a waste of corporate assets and unjust enrichment. The shareholders argued that the package should be voided because it was dictated by Musk and was the product of sham negotiations.
President Joe Biden has made some strong claims over the past few days about shutting down the U.S.-Mexico border as he tries to salvage a border deal in Congress that would also unlock money for Ukraine. The deal had been in the works for months and seemed to be nearing completion in the Senate before it began to fall apart, largely because Republican presidential front-runner Donald Trump doesn't want it to happen. Hey Eric, have you noticed how good it felt outside lately?
Yes, I can't believe it went from freezing cold to the perfect temperature. Let's send it over to Jordan Jones to see what the weather will look like for this weekend.
Friday, Cersei High. I hope you all had an amazing week, but for now, let's get right into these weather updates. Today, you had a high of 65 where it was partly sunny, rain at a 10% chance, winds blowing south-southeast at 6 miles per hour. Your humidity is at 88%, and your sun rose at 7:05 a.m. on to tonight. For tonight, you'll have a low of 45, clouds will be cloudy. It'll be raining at 15% chance, winds blowing east-southeast at 6 miles per hour, your humidity at a 91%, and your sunset at 5:36 p.m. on to the almanac. Your average temperatures recently have been a high of 51, low of 30, and your monthly average of precipitation has been at 3.58 inches, and your month to date is yet again at 5.16 inches onto the 5cast. On Saturday, it'll be a high of 63, a low of 47. It'll be cloudy as well with rain at a 24% chance. On Sunday, it'll be rainy, high of 54, a low of 44, rain at a 90% chance. On Monday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 56, a low of 36, and rain at a 21% chance. On Tuesday, it'll be sunny with a high of 55, a low of 34, and rain at a 5% chance. And on Wednesday, where it will be partly cloudy with a high of 56, a low of 39, and rain at a 7% chance. Seems like we're going to get some warm weather throughout the week.
Oh, I'm so glad it's happening.
I'm starving. What's for lunch today, Eric?
Today for lunch, we'll be having classic cheese pizza, classic cheeseburger, Mexican street corn, seasoned crinkle fries, fresh fruit, and milk. It sounds absolutely delicious. I can't wait.
Me either. Make sure to thank our amazing lunch ladies for all their hard work.
Hey, Caden, did you know that Connor and yours truly came out with another episode of Discography?
You did? Well, who did you choose this time?
You'll see. Good morning, Cersei High. I'm Eric Crowley.
And I'm Connor Love.
And get ready to bless the rains for this new episode of Discography.
Hey, the new intro is great.
A lot better, since the previous one was a bit too lazy.
True.
Anyways, for this episode of Discography, we'll be talking about a popular rock band that started in the 70s, and that's Toto.
Toto started in 1977 when the members of the band were regulars on albums by Steely Dan, Seals and Crofts, Boz Scaggs, Sonny and Cher, and many others, contributing to many of the most popular records of the 1970s.
Keyboardist David Page rose to fame after having co-written as much as Skaggs' Silk Degrees album. David met drummer Jeff Porcaro while attending Grant High School, where they formed the band Brewer's Still Life.
Once the band came together, David Page began composing on what would become their debut album, Toto. According to popular myth, at the first recording session, in order to distinguish their own demo tapes from other bands in the studio, Jeff Porcaro wrote the word Toto on them.
Speaking of their self-titled album released in 1978, it features songs such as Taking It Back, Child's Anthem, I'll Supply the Love, Georgie Porgy, and Hold the Line. For the things that you say that you do, for the line.
1 year later, they went on to release Hydra, featuring 99, All Us Boys, A Secret Love, Mama, and Hydra.
2 years later, they released Turn Back, with tunes such as Turn Back, Gift with a Golden Gun, Live for today, goodbye Eleanor, and if it's the last night.
A year later, they released Toto 4, which marked the beginning of Toto's most successful era. After the poor sales of Turn Back, the band was under a great deal of pressure from the record to produce a new hit record, akin to their first.
Toto the Fourth had featured some amazing hits like Afraid of Love, Good For You, Lovers in the Night, Rosanna, and one of the biggest hits of all time, Africa.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Afterwards, they released their gold-certified album Isolation 1984, which has Carmen, Lion, How Does It Feel, Endless, Change of Heart, and Isolation.
After Isolation, they released 9 more albums: Fahrenheit, the 7th one, Kingdom of Desire, Taboo, Minefields, Through the Looking Glass, Falling in Between, Toto the 14th, and the newest one being Old Is New, released in 2018.
Now there's one thing I do really want to know. What do the students here at Searcy High School think about this legendary band?
Good question. Let's ask them.
What's your favorite Toto song?
Africa.
Africa.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode of Discography.
Let us know which artists we should talk about next. Signing off, I'm Eric Crowley.
And I'm Colonel Love, now sending it back to the news desk.
Peace out. Are you impressed, Kaden?
I sure am. Anyways, Eric, did you hear about the crazy double overtime game our Lady Lions had?
Yes, I was there. It was such a crazy game.
I still can't believe I missed the game, but I hear Jacob Shoei has a sports update on that game, and many more. Take it away, Jacob.
Happy Friday, Searcy High. We've got quite a bit of sports updates to get into today, so let's jump right into it. In local sports, the Searcy Lions boys and girls basketball teams had a game on Tuesday where they took on the Greene County Tech Golden Eagles here at the arena. The girls would be a nail-biter as a 5-point comeback within 1 minute in the fourth and 3-point buzzer beater by Johnson. The game would go into double overtime where the girls would lose 80-77, putting their record at 17-5 and 5-2 in conference. The boys' game would also start off close as well, with the boys only being up 6 with a score of 32-26 going into halftime. Once the second half started, they wouldn't look back as the boys would take an outstanding win and beat the Golden Eagles 73-60, putting their boys' record at 10-12 and 3-4 in conference. The boys and girls' next match will be tonight when they take on the Rams in Paragould. The Searcy Lions Unified team had the Red Division Conference Tournament here at the high school on Friday. The teams played against BB, Forest City, and Hot Springs. Congratulations on the Unified team on the tournament, and we can't wait to see what the team does next. The Searcy Lions wrestling team had a tournament last Saturday in Bryant. The boys team placed 5th place overall, and Aiden Simpson and Shane Sickles placed first. The girls team would win the tournament overall with Kaylee Parrish and Valeria Moreno placing first. Both teams will travel to Sylvan Hills this Saturday for the dual state championships. Moving on to national sports, the conference championship games took place last weekend to see who would be going to Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58. In the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs took on the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs defense would completely sit down potential MVP Lamar Jackson and their offense to win the game 17-10, advancing them to their 4th Super Bowl in the past 5 years. In the NFC, we saw the Detroit Lions travel to San Fran to take on the 49ers. The Lions would take a commanding 24-7 lead going into halftime, but a quick comeback in the third would spark something in the Niners, and they would win the game against the Lions 34-31, sending them to their first Super Bowl since 2019 when they played the Chiefs. It'll be a rematch against the two for Super Bowl 58, and it'll take place on February 11th. In college basketball, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets shocked the number 3 ranked North Carolina Tar Heels, beating them 74-73 with the help of Nathan George's 16 points and Miles Kelly's 15 points. The game ended their 4-game losing streak, and they look to start a winning streak as they take on NC State this Saturday. In the NBA, the New York Knicks are on an 8-game winning streak, with their last game being the Utah Jazz, which they of course won 118-103. Their next game will be against the Indiana Pacers, so hopefully they will continue their winning ways. Well, Searcy, that's all the sports updates I have for you this week. Now let's send it back to the news desk with Kaden and Eric.
Thanks, Jacob. Man, it's crazy how the girls went into double overtime.
I know, it was insane. Unfortunately, I think we've reached the end of another show, Searcy. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Searcy High Lion TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Searcy Lion TV, and on Facebook at Searcy High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Eric Crowley.
And I'm Caden DeGroat. Have an amazing weekend, Searcy.